Guys, I've been pretty surprised at the true power and sheer productivity that I've been able to get out of ChatGPT. It's really completely transformed my YouTube business, and I've been using it every single day, trying to create the most amazing and mind-blowing prompts to speed up the rate of work which I'm able to do. And I'm going to share 10 awesome life-changing hacks that you can use to superpower your business or just improve your daily life with ChatGPT, which is entirely free for you to use and sign up to right now. Let's not waste time. Let's get right into it. So I've just opened up a random article right here, and ChatGPT actually has the power to completely summarize whole articles. And you can see I have this article URL right here. I'm going to click it and right click, press cut, and then we can go in ChatGPT and I'm going to show you how we can summarize this. So we're going to type in summarize this article about climate change in 3 to 4 sentences for an example, colon, and then just paste the link. And now it'll break down the article exactly what it's about without us even need to read it. Of course, if you want it to be in less or more sentences, you can change that. But I'd recommend to give ChatGPT the general idea of what the article's about, just in case it gets things wrong. You want to kind of still feed it a bit of information. And it says the article discusses the urgent need for immediate action on climate change, citing recent alarming reports of record-breaking temperatures, wildfires, and extreme weather events. It highlights the importance of reducing greenhouse gas emissions and increasing the use of renewable energy sources, and emphasizing the roles of individuals, businesses, and governments in addressing the climate crisis. This article calls for urgent action to prevent irreversible damage to the planet and secure a sustainable future. Without even reading that, I probably know that that's what the article's about. This probably isn't the best article to pick because it is actually behind a paywall, so I don't know if ChatGPT could actually fully read it, but you get the idea, right? Now, another really cool ability that ChatGPT has is the fact that you can actually use it for language learning. Now, if anyone's been on this channel for a long time, I've made a lot of travel videos, and the first place I went to was Austria, and I've also been to Germany too, so I've had to actually self-teach myself quite a bit of German, although I'm kind of on the entry level to it. So I'm going to see how ChatGPT can actually help me with my German. You can pick any language that you want to learn, but let's just kind of mess around with it. So we can just practice foreign language conversations with ChatGPT and use it as a practice partner. This will improve our fluency and vocabulary in a low-pressure environment, because when I've been on holiday, I kind of feel like if I can get away with speaking English, I'll just speak English and not use my German, because it can be kind of awkward when you speak bad, because you kind of feel like you'll be judged or you may trip up and speak wrong in a conversation. But ChatGPT is not going to judge us, it really doesn't care. So let's just say, how do you say, where is the nearest restaurant in German, for an example? Let's see what it says. Where is the nearest restaurant in German can be translated to wo ist das nächste Restaurant in German. Now, I probably butchered the pronunciation of that. I can say a lot of words, but I definitely don't sound like a German. But you get the idea, right? It gives us the real output. We could just say, now give me the sentence for Bayern Munich is the best football club, for an example. The sentence Bayern Munich is the best football club can be translated to Bayern München ist der beste Fußballerin in German. So it's given us some pretty good German, and I can just converse with it, ask what a certain thing means, and then just keep talking to it. And this is actually going to let me practice my German, because even though I'm not speaking it very good, I'm still having to speak it as a response to this video. So in a way, it's kind of inadvertently actually helping me. Now, another really cool thing is if you're not good at cooking, or maybe you want to cook for like a friend who's coming over, or cook for like your partner or something like that, we can use ChatGPT to kind of get creative in terms of like food and what to cook with. This is great for like recipe ideas, for ingredient substitutions, just to level up your cooking. And it's great if you just have random leftover ingredients and you need ideas for dishes to cook with them. Let's just give you a few ideas. So we could type in, what's a unique recipe using sweet potatoes and quinoa? And let's just see what it gives us. One unique recipe that uses sweet potatoes and quinoa is sweet potato and quinoa patties. Here's the recipe. So it's given us the whole ingredient list and all the instructions to make it in 8 easy steps. That's pretty revolutionary. Now let's just take things a step further. So when you're in your kitchen, you might only have a couple of ingredients, right? There's always those times where like we haven't got a groceries delivery and you have just a few things in. Like maybe I just have a slice of bread and some rice and some sauce. Let's just say that. I know that's really random. That's probably like the worst case example, but I want to see how creative ChatGPT can have. So I'm going to type in the only ingredients I have left is rice, sauce, and slices of bread. Let's just see what it gives us. With those ingredients, you could make a simple and tasty dish of rice and sauce with toasted bread. I guess we've given it bare bones ingredients, so even ChatGPT couldn't be that creative, because that sounds pretty abysmal, right? But you get the idea. We can use it to just get creative, and I think it's kind of a cool feature. Now, what one of the very coolest features, which I'm actually really passionate about, is the fact that ChatGPT is actually quite smart with planning trips and helping you out with travel. Now, when I create a travel itinerary, I first have to research on Google, TripAdvisor, make a list of all the coolest looking places, which probably takes me about 30 minutes. Then I have to go on Google Maps and figure out in relation where are the closest places to each other to plan each day effectively. And then I also have to do the same for food and restaurant places. And it kind of takes a few hours to make a travel itinerary and optimize it. But now that we have AI, we can just tell ChatGPT to make our own travel itinerary. And I'm thinking about maybe going to Greece in the summer. So I'm actually going to do one for Greece because this is actually going to help me. So we can use this to request travel recommendations or suggestions to our itinerary, and it makes planning an absolute breeze for travel. So I'm going to say, suggest me a 7-day itinerary for visiting, let's just say Athens, Greece. I don't know where I want to go yet, but let's just say Athens, Greece. And then I'm going to say, give me both attractions and food spots. Optimize each day based on what is closest to each other. The reason I'm doing that is so that we kind of go from point A to point B gradually. So we're going to start at the closest place and then kind of go to the next closest place. So we're not just jumping around everywhere and going like in a weird zigzag shape. So let's just see what it says. So day 1, arrival and exploring the city centre. So we're going to first visit Syntagma Square and watch the changing of the guard ceremony. Then we're going to walk to the historic Plaka neighbourhood and explore its narrow streets and shops. And then visit the Acropolis Museum to learn about the history of the Acropolis. Then we're going to continue on the Acropolis, an ancient agora, do a day trip to Sonyon, go to the National Archaeological Museum and Lycabettus Hill, then go to Exarchia, and then go to Kolonaki, a day trip to the Aegina Island, and then we're going to finish up at the Monastiraki and Siri. So I have no clue what any of these places are because I haven't actually researched Athens yet. I'm kind of the person who just thinks of a place to go, plans like the week before, and then just turns up, and the rest is just me being spontaneous, right? But this is actually giving me a genuinely good travel itinerary, and we can change it based on any place we want to go to. Also, let's just say I lived in London and I was bored of my own city. I could say, now give me a 2-day itinerary for what to do in my city of London. I don't live in London, but this is just an example. So it's going to give us sightseeing. So we're going to visit the iconic Tower of London, and then we're going to go for lunch across the Tower Bridge after a stroll, and then head to the Borough Market. And then we're going to go to the South Bank and see the scenic views of the River Thames. And then the second day, we're going to be all about art and culture. We're going to go to the British Museum. And then we're going to go to the Covent Garden and the National Gallery. I'm actually quite happy this hasn't told us to go to the Tate Modern, because the Tate Modern is all about modern art, and modern art's not exactly the best. So we've all had that kind of time in our life where you try to think of something, but you can't think of anything. And for some people who are not really creative, they have trouble thinking of ideas. Luckily, I don't have this problem, but AI is definitely going to solve that problem for everyone. So for people like me who are already creative, ChatGPT has just basically replaced that. So you being replaced by AI is actually a real thing, right? But if you want to brainstorm, we can use ChatGPT to generate creative ideas for projects, presentations, or just general problem solving. So let's just say an example. I could say, this is just going to be for you guys who have got a business. I think this is going to be useful. Give me 5 creative marketing ideas for my new coffee shop on the high street. Okay. So let's just say I'm opening up a cafe and I don't know how to get new customers. I don't know how to market myself. I don't really have experience in that. Let's ask ChatGPT how to do that. It's going to brainstorm for us. So we're going to host a latte art competition to encourage customers to share pictures of their latte art. I have no idea, honestly, what latte art is. Over the head, I don't even know what that is, but I guess that's kind of cool. So maybe we could do that. We could offer a loyalty program. So this would be like kind of like how Costa and Starbucks offer points based on people buying a coffee, I guess. We could collaborate with other local businesses, probably not cafes because they're going to be competitors, organize tasting events and sponsor other local events. So these are actually genuinely good ideas that it's given us. Okay, so the next one, teachers are absolutely going to hate me for this, okay? Because we've already seen tons of kids cheating on the test. So I'm going to start with a disclaimer. I'm going to preface this by saying, do not use ChatGPT or AI to fake your homework, to generate homework. It's better than plagiarizing, but you should do the work yourself, okay? Now I'm not going to get hate, so let me show you how to actually do that, because that's what you're probably here for. So we can use ChatGPT as a homework helper. So this lets us understand complex topics, and I really actually wish ChatGPT actually existed when I was in school, because I was absolutely terrible at maths, and it would have honestly helped me a bunch. We can also proofread. So if we've done like homework assignments or essays, ways. We can use it to proofread it, check it, or tackle tough maths problems, which is my kryptonite. Let's just say we're talking about science and I have no Scooby-Doo what photosynthesis is. So I could type in, explain the process of photosynthesis in simplistic terms. So basically speaking to me like I'm a layman, right? Photosynthesis is the process by which green plants and some other organisms convert light energy from sun into chemical energy in the form of glucose, a type of sugar that plants use as food. So it's telling me what it is, and then it's going to give me the summarization of this equation. 6 CO2 plus 6 H2O plus sunlight energy equals C6 H12O6 plus 6 O2. This basically means that 6 molecules of carbon dioxide and 6 molecules of water in the presence of sunlight energy produce 1 molecule of glucose and 6 molecules of oxygen. So anyone watching this video right now doesn't really give a damn about photosynthesis. You probably just turned off right now like a robot, but you get the idea, right? But don't just copy pasta, okay? Because if you copy pasta and don't actually read it, then you're going to fail on the next homework assignment. And when the test comes and you can't use your phone with ChatGPT, you're going to get 0. So just keep that in mind, right? Use it as a revision tool. Don't use it to copy and pasta. So summer's coming up, right? A lot of us are trying to reach our fitness goals. Some of us are struggling and some of us are doing well. But for those of you who are struggling, rest assured, because we're going to use ChatGPT to solve that problem for us. And this is for people also who have no clue about like fitness and diet. So stop buying those fitness courses because we're going to use ChatGPT. So we're going to use this to create ourselves a personalized workout plan and diet plan. And we can also use this to like give us motivation and encouragement. But let me give you an example. So I'm going to type in, I am 6'4" and 224 pounds. Create me a 4-week advanced workout plan for building muscle. And let's see what it says. So I already follow a certain plan of my own, so I'm not actually going to use this, but let's just see if it actually gives us a fairly decent plan, okay? So this is actually going to give us a plan which is based on machines and also free weights, which is already quite good. And as you can see, we've got the bench press, dumbbell press, cable flies, tricep push down and extensions. That's a pretty good plan for chest and tris. I guess it could use more machines in there, but that's a pretty decent one. Back and biceps, deadlifts, barbell rows, lat pull downs, dumbbell curls and hammer curls. This is actually a pretty good plan, and it's also 3 to 4 sets of 10 to 12 reps. I usually do 3 sets of 12, so I think this is actually a really good structured plan. To be honest, there's not many trainers out there that could give you a better plan than this. I already think this is pretty decent. But to fix this, let's just say we want to use body weight only. We could type in, now give me a plan using body weight exercises only. And let's see what it gives us, because I sometimes also just do body weight instead. So I'm interested to see what it'll give us. So we have 4 sets of push-ups, 3 sets of dips and chin-ups, diamond push-ups and planks. Push-ups, dips, diamond push-ups and planks. I sometimes do those. They're pretty good, to be honest. Lunges are good. Calf raises are good. So I can actually say this is a really good plan, fitness plan. So let's just say now we want to create a diet plan. We want to lose a few pounds, maybe 10 or 15 pounds for the summer, but we have no clue where to start. Now write me a diet plan based on my height and weight, because we've already given them our stats, with healthy fitness meal examples, with good macros and calories to cut body fat for summer. Let's just see what it gives me. So to cut body fat, we'll need to be in a calorie deficit, meaning we need to burn more calories than we consume. Here's a 4-week diet plan for you based on your height and weight with healthy meal examples and macros. So we're going to have an omelette for breakfast. We're going to have an apple with almond butter for a snack. We're going to have grilled chicken breast with roasted vegetables and quinoa, Greek yogurt with mixed berries and chia seeds, and a baked salmon with roasted asparagus and brown rice. That sounds pretty tasty, to be honest, and also quite healthy. And it's given us pretty good variation for our meals. Like, on to the next day, we've got chicken breast with mixed greens, cucumbers, balsamic vinaigrette, hard-boiled eggs and avocado, turkey meatballs and spaghetti, shrimp with broccoli and quinoa, tuna salad, baked chicken with zucchini and quinoa. It's given us a pretty good example of meals to eat. And then it says adjust portion sizes and macros according to your calorie needs. Aim for a calorie deficit of 500 to 700 calories a day. So we know that 500 calories a day is a good starting point. So to be honest, that's actually a fairly good recommendation. So now I'm going to say, tell me how many calories I need to start with to lose weight based on my height and weight. Let's just see if it can actually guess how many calories I need, because I already know how many calories I need to eat to lose body fat because I've been doing it. So it's done the calculations, which I'm not going to go through because I've already used the calculator, and it's given me 2,300 calories, which I actually know that I can lose weight with because I am actually eating on a diet day between 2,100 to 2,300 calories. So this is actually magnificent that it's actually giving me accurate information. I'm actually mind blown that it's basically been a full-on fitness and dietitian coach for me, and everything that I've already put in place is basically told me the same thing without me having to do any work. So I could have just used this and saved a boatload of time and years of knowledge. So I'm actually really impressed. So when we wake up in the morning, sometimes people go straight for coffee and sometimes people jump straight into work, and typically that's usually what I do. But some people get really stressed throughout the day, and one great thing that you can do to de-stress and kind of let go of all that negative energy is meditation. A lot of people promote the use of meditation and all of its benefits and the whole theme of mindfulness, right? Now, if I wanted to get into mindfulness and meditation, which I do actually have kind of a little bit of an interest in, right? But I don't know where to start, I can use ChatGPT and ask it to request me meditation scripts or mindfulness exercises to help relieve any stress that I have and improve mental health. Let's just say I wanted to type in, provide me a 5-minute guided meditation script focused upon relaxation for my first session. I'm a complete rookie, a complete beginner. Let's just see what it gives me. Here's a guided meditation script. Find a comfortable position on a chair or on the floor. Relax your muscles, focus on your breath, take deep breaths, slower and deeper, and visualize a peaceful place. Let go of your thoughts, practice gratitude, and come back to the present. That seems like it would actually relax me. I mean, that's not bad advice at all, is it? And it's giving me a detailed breakdown of every step and what to be thinking and what to be doing with my body to get into the most deepest relaxed state. I don't think I'm going to become the Dalai Lama in one day from this, but I'd say it's a good start. So we've all had friends over to our house, and a lot of us when we were younger, we had people crash over and sleep over, right? And we always had to kind of think of creative things like, what are we going to do with our friends? Are we just going to play a video game? Are we going to watch a movie? Are we going to go to the cinema first? We wanted to plan out a good day, and as adults, when we invite our friends over for dinner, we kind of want to do the same, and it can be sometimes quite hard to think of unique things to do. Now with ChatGPT, what I like about it is this is dependent on what you typed in, but you can generate unique party themes to do with your friends, DIY decoration ideas for these parties, and fun activities to make it an unforgettable event. If you want to be that person who's known as hosting the best events, you could use ChatGPT to give you some ideas. So let me just give you an example of what I'm talking about. You could say, what are some fun Harry Potter themed party games for adults? So we could play Quidditch Pong, we could play beer pong, but set up broomsticks and throw ping pong balls into opposing teams' hoops. That's a creative idea. I like that. We could do Harry Potter trivia to test people's knowledge from the movies and the books, a sorting ceremony where we draw a house from a hat and then create teams based on the houses. We could do wand dueling, a game of Guess Who for the characters, a Triwizard tournament, which is an obstacle course based on Harry Potter, and we can play Harry Potter charades to guess or act out scenes from the movie. I would have never even thought of any of these games. I think this would make a pretty good night out, honestly. If your friends come over and you want a night in, this would actually be really fun. We could also say, like, now give me ideas for a Super Bowl night in with the boys. Let's just say that. Have a tailgate party indoors, print out Super Bowl squares, play a betting game, do football trivia, do a Madden tournament, beer pong, football toss, sports betting, Super Bowl bingo. Honestly, the ideas are endless. Like, you can have a good night in with the boys. You can plan like a complete like get together. You could also say like, give me ideas for a high school reunion. What to do, host a reception, have dinner and a dance, go down memory lane with yearbooks, photos and memorabilia, play trivia games, class photos, tours of the school, outdoor activities and award ceremony, and also do a talent show. Honestly, this is really fun stuff. Okay, so the last one is interesting, okay? So ChatGPT, when we talk about AI, we don't necessarily think they have feelings, and we don't really kind of think they're entirely conscious yet. But as AI becomes more smarter, it's becoming a little bit more in touch with people's feelings. It may not understand them, but it can kind of explain them. So we're going to use ChatGPT as a relationship coach. Now, I would take everything here with a grain of salt, because remember, ChatGPT is not a real empath, so it might give you some bad advice. But let's just see what it gives us. Let's just say you're in a relationship and you need to seek guidance on maintaining that relationship and keep it as being a healthy one. And maybe you want some tips on maybe communication and conflict resolution. That seems to be most people's biggest problems, okay? We're going to see if it's going to give us some good tips. If it gives us bad tips, which I'm going to review, then we won't use them. But let's just see what it gives us. For an example, if you ask for advice, like with women, for an example, it would probably just tell you to be like a really nice guy or something like that, which typically wouldn't work in the real world. So I don't think trusting ChatGPT is always going to be a good idea. But let's just see. I'm just going to type in, how can I improve communication with my partner when we argue? That's probably going to be a really good question that a lot of you people watching this video want to know or need help with. Let me know in the comments below if this is actually helpful information. Take a break from the conversation and give time to cool off and collect your thoughts. That's pretty good advice. Don't blame people, listen actively, avoid insults, and find common ground and seek help. So that's actually good advice. That's safe advice. I would say that's like advice you can follow and trust and not bad advice, okay? So we covered a lot in this video, guys. We covered efficient note-taking, language learning, cooking and creativity, travel planning, brainstorming ideas, using ChatGPT as a homework helper for fitness motivation, meditation and mindfulness, party planning, and relationship advice. We've been through a lot of creative ideas. And I want you guys to use all of these life hacks and methods in your own lives, and let me know how it goes in the comment section down below. How did you get on, and do you have any questions? And I want to remind you guys to subscribe and like the video if you found this useful, because this is honestly a game changer. And I want to thank you for watching, and I appreciate the support on this video. And make sure to check out my Instagram in the comments down below if you want to ask me any questions. And remember to not only just like the video, but also share it if you found it useful with your friends, because I think a lot of these tips and methods I've shared in this video are super unique, and they're really going to change the way you look at literally everything in day-to-day life, right? Now, on my channel, I have a ton of videos coming out all the time about making money and business, but also AI. I'm going to be releasing a lot of videos like this one on ChatGPT and AI, so if that interests you, don't forget to subscribe, otherwise you'll miss some really, really unique videos you won't find on the rest of the internet. There's a lot of AI grifters right now giving you the same generic advice, but I'm going to be giving you some really special gems, so don't miss out on those. So make sure to subscribe with notifications on, and check out these two videos coming up right now to continue on with the fun. See you real soon.